Welcome to HopkinsSports.com. Ernie LaRossa joined by Jim Margraff, head coach of the Johns Hopkins football Blue Jays. Johns Hopkins picks up a 59-7 victory at Homewood Field today against Susquehanna, Centennial Conference opener for both teams. And Jim, you came out right from the get-go, ready to go on both sides of the ball, offense and defense clicking right away.
Yeah, really pleased that our guys came out the way they did. After a good victory last week, you hope for no letdown. And it certainly was. We had a great week of practice. And then with the weather today, it's so important to get off to a good start. You never know if you're going to get rain, lightning, whatever. So to get some early scores and then to hold them consistently early on was really important.
Talk a little bit about the performance of your offense. Last week we were very efficient early in the game, cashing in on every drive in the first half, and it was the same thing today, just picking up right from the get-go. We're tough to defend with all those weapons.
Yeah, we're spreading the ball around pretty good right now, and guys are performing and they're executing. So. We still have a lot to get done. There's still a lot to improve on, but you have to be pleased with the first 2 weeks, and hopefully going forward we're going to get even better.
So this is the second straight year we have a first-time starter at quarterback, and we had a great one last year in Braden Anderson, and Jonathan Germano, first 2 starts of his career, certainly making his presence felt.
It says a lot about Braden, it says a lot about Jonathan, but I think it says a lot about our players. Our guys come out and work hard every day. We talk all the time about investing our time, not just spending our time. So when guys are backups, they still come to practice every day as if they're going to start. They put in a great deal of work. Jonathan's one of those guys. He's really a great model for the rest of our kids to look at.
Now, one of the things about him is he's a dual threat. You might be surprised to hear that the last time before today that we had a quarterback rush for 100 yards in a game was the last game Johns Hopkins played before Jim Margraff was our head coach. So John Guglielmo in 1989. Just talk about his versatility and the things he brings to the table and how hard he is to prepare for on the other side.
He's got to be tough to prepare for. One, he throws the ball well. He's very efficient. We have called running plays for him, but he's probably most dangerous when he starts to create on his own, just gets out of the pocket, run around a little bit. And he made some great decisions today just to tuck the ball, not to have a bad play, and then, in fact, picking up 8 or 9 yards on his own.
I know a lot of times you get the big early lead, and we were able to do that, build a nice cushion at the half, and you get a lot of kids in that way, but sometimes there's a tendency to let down. But, the guys that played in the second half, they were performing like they wanted to get more time, in future games.
I was pleased the guys came out at halftime wanting to play, and we had a great kickoff return, scored early, and made wholesale changes at that point. And we don't have a JV program, so it's our chance it's the chance for those guys to get in and play and show some quality time and be evaluated. So there was no letdown at all. Our guys played very hard.
Talk about heading on the road next week. We head up to Moravian, a lot of people talking about the Greyhounds steadily improving the last few years, and that'll be a challenge. It's a long trip heading up to Bethlehem.
It's always a tough trip. They do a nice job coaching, and I think they're very talented. That's one of the groups I looked at early in the year and said, gosh, these guys can really make a move. I thought they did very well last year, finished the year strong, but they've got some terrific football players. They're well coached, and it'll be a huge challenge for us.
Last question, we don't like to talk too much about individuals, but two pretty impressive plays today by number 3, Stuart Walters. Long kickoff return that he almost broke, came from 7 yards deep in the end zone, and then the swing pass that he took 25 yards. He just has a knack for finding open field and making plays.
Yeah, Stu's explosive, and the thing we need at him is consistency, just to get us 5, 6, 7 yards when he can on the ground, when there's not a lot there. But you give him some open field, he's special, and 2 weeks in a row now he's made something happen.
Okay, again, Johns Hopkins knocks off Susquehanna 59-7 today at Homewood Field, improved to 2-0 overall, 1-0 in the Centennial Conference. Stay tuned to HopkinsSports.com for everything Johns Hopkins football.